Do you believe you're doing everything right for your health? But what we put on our plates can hide dangerous traps, especially after 70. Many foods that seem harmless or even fit on the packaging can actually accelerate problems with the heart, bones, and even the brain. What if I told you that 7 of the most popular foods among older adults can silently worsen your energy, memory, and longevity? Today we'll talk about which foods these are, why they become more dangerous with age, and how making simple swaps can truly protect your health. All based on science and real stories from people like Joe, Helen, and Frank, who discovered the impact of small choices in their daily lives. Let's go straight to the first food, fit or fat-free flavored yogurt. Studies show that older adults who consume more than 25 grams of added sugar per day have a 30% higher risk of developing cardiovascular diseases and cognitive decline. The practical tip is avoid the fit and fat-free labels and look for the natural, least processed option. If this first revelation surprised you, comment number 1 here. Let's see who's really paying attention to what they eat. Now, let's move on to the second deceptive food, industrialized whole grain breads. Helen, 76, always bought bread with beautiful packaging full of grain designs and the magic words whole grain, fitness, rich in fiber. But one day, while reading the label carefully, she discovered that the first ingredient was enriched white flour, and that there was more sugar and vegetable oils than real fiber in that bread. Processed breads, even those labeled whole grain, often have a high glycemic index and low real nutritional value. This means they cause a rapid rise in blood sugar, overload the pancreas, and increase inflammation in the body. Frank changed his strategy. He started consuming real sourdough bread made only with whole wheat flour, water, and salt, or he replaced bread with a combination of fruit, eggs, and oats for breakfast. The practical tip: always read the label. If the first ingredient isn't 100% whole wheat flour, or if there's sugar among the first 3 items, avoid it. If you've fallen for the fake whole grain bread trap, comment number 2. And now, the third food that seems harmless. Boxed or bottled juices, even those labeled 100% fruit. Drinking industrialized juices is, in terms of metabolic impact, like consuming sodas, with the bonus of a few residual vitamins. Richard, 80, swapped juice for a whole fruit at breakfast. He preferred chewing an orange rather than drinking. And not only did he feel fuller, but his blood sugar also improved in his checkup tests. The practical tip: always choose whole fruit whenever you can. Chewing is part of the healthy metabolic process. If this opened your eyes to boxed juices, comment number 3. Every little detail counts when it comes to longevity. Now that you understand why fit yogurts, processed breads, and boxed juices are not allies of health after 70, let's move on. There are still other foods that many consider harmless, but that can accelerate cellular aging, inflame the body, and damage the heart and brain, exactly in the stages of life when we most need to protect these systems. The fourth food on our list is processed protein bars. Frank, 73, has always been careful about his health. He thought he was being smart by carrying protein bars in his bag, especially for an afternoon snack. But after a while, he started to feel gastrointestinal discomfort, mild joint pain, and his tests showed moderate inflammation in his body. The problem with ready-made protein bars is that many of them contain ultra-processed ingredients, artificial sweeteners, refined oils, preservatives, and isolated proteins that aren't naturally digested by the body. For those over 70, this causes metabolic stress and silent inflammation. Helen found a better way. She started preparing small natural snacks, like a handful of nuts and an apple, or a natural yogurt with a spoon of seeds, real sources of protein and healthy fats, which the body recognizes and knows how to use. Practical tip: the fewer processed ingredients in your snack, the better it will be for your body and your heart. If you've used protein bars thinking you were being healthy, comment number 4. Now let's talk about the 5th food: zero sugar or light plant-based milks. Joe, 75, switched from cow's milk to almond milk, thinking it was the healthier option. What he didn't know was that the store-bought plant-based milk he was consuming was full of chemical additives, preservatives, and thickeners like carrageenan, a substance that can irritate the intestines and cause chronic inflammation. Additionally, many plant-based milks have very little of the actual raw material, almonds, oats, coconut, and are basically flavored water. Margaret wisely adjusted this choice. She opted for homemade versions of oat or almond milk, made with just water and the grain, or she preferred the good old whole milk from a reliable source in small quantities. Practical tip: read labels and whenever possible choose plant-based milks without additives, or make your own at home. If you drink plant-based milks, comment number 5. Accurate information changes everything. Now, the 6th food: high-fiber breakfast cereals. Richard, 79, thought he was taking care of his digestion by consuming boxed cereals for breakfast. He chose ones with slogans like high in fiber, ideal for digestion, or with 7 whole grains. But these products were actually loaded with hidden sugars, corn syrup, flavorings, and very little real fiber. Processed cereals cause glucose spikes, inflame the digestive system, and for seniors they can promote abdominal weight gain, the most dangerous kind for the heart. Frank changed this practically. He started making traditional oatmeal, adding fruits and a touch of natural cinnamon. More real fiber, better blood sugar control, and more stable energy. Practical tip: stay away from boxed cereals. Opt for pure oats, chia, flaxseed, and real whole foods. If you thought boxed cereal was healthy, comment number 6. You're not alone. And now you can do better. We've reached the last food on the list, but also one of the most deceptive for those over 70. Instant soups, or convenient ready-to-eat foods. Helen, 77, loved the convenience of bagged soups, especially on cold days. In just a few minutes, a warm meal was ready. But what seemed like a healthy shortcut was actually sabotaging her blood pressure and kidney health. These processed foods are hidden bombs of sodium, chemical preservatives, and often disguised trans fats. After 70, the body has a harder time processing excess sodium and additives, leading to spikes in blood pressure, swelling, joint pain, and, in the long run, an increased risk of kidney failure and stroke. Joe learned this in time. He replaced instant soups with homemade soups, made in large batches and frozen in individual containers. That way, he kept the convenience, but with full control over the ingredients. Practical tip: always choose what's real. Even a simple homemade vegetable soup is a gift for your health. If you've ever trusted instant soups thinking you were doing the best, comment number 7. It's never too late to improve. Now take a deep breath with me. How many of these foods were, or still are, in your routine? Don't blame yourself. The industry is designed to confuse. It sells the appearance of health but often delivers the opposite. The important thing is that now you know, and knowledge is power. Power to make better choices, to protect your heart, your bones, your memory, to live longer and better. Frank, the one who swapped boxed cereal for oats, said something I'll never forget. Taking care of what goes on my plate after 70 is the greatest sign of respect I can give myself. And he's right. Your body feels everything. Your heart notices every choice. Your mind thanks every bit of care. If this video made sense to you, comment number 8. Let's build an information chain that saves lives, one choice at a time. Share this video with someone you love. Maybe they're also trusting foods that really deserve a second look. Like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about health, science, and real life, always with respect and responsibility, because aging healthily isn't luck, it's awareness, and your journey to live better starts now.